water is one of the most important substances on Earth, and it has a number of really unique properties. Let me go through them with you, and then I'm going to show you why it has these unique properties. So first of all, we can say that water has this property called cohesion. And what cohesion means is it means that water molecules are attracted to each other. And this is important because this gives water that property of surface tension. So surface tension allows a bug to stand on water and walk on water. Surface tension is what makes the water feel rock hard when you do a belly flop onto the water. So cohesion is that water molecules like to be attracted to each other. The other thing, of course, is that it makes water form droplets, and that's because the water molecules all want to be as close together as possible, and the most efficient shape for that is a sphere. Another important principle is called adhesion, and that's because water molecules are attracted to other substances and other surfaces as well. And this is where you see, on the side of a glass, particularly something like a test tube, where you see it, the water sort of look like it's climbing up the wall, and that's called a meniscus. Another really important property is that water has a high specific heat capacity. And basically what that means is it takes a lot of heat to increase the temperature of water. And I'll tell you why that's important. So when we sweat and the sweat evaporates off our body, it cools the body down. The reason for it is that it takes a lot of heat to make water go from liquid to gas. In other words, to increase the temperature of the water takes a lot of energy, and that energy is taken away from the body. It takes away a lot of heat. Specific heat capacity of water is also important for keeping the ocean warmer in winter, and so that and also warmer at night than the land, so that creates the winds and all sorts of things. So high specific heat capacity is very important. So now let's have a look at why these things occur, why we have these properties of water. So here's a water molecule. This is oxygen, and these two are hydrogen. This is hydrogen as well. Okay, now, so what happens is that water molecules are attracted to each other. So I'll go ahead and draw another water molecule here. Okay, remember, hydrogen and oxygen. The hydrogen side of a water molecule has a slight positive charge, and the oxygen side has a slight negative charge. So positive and negative. So positives and negatives are attracted to each other. So we have this little electrostatic attraction or bond between the oxygen of one water molecule and the hydrogen of another water molecule, and so they stick together. So it's a bond between the water molecules, and we have loads and loads and loads of these, of course, holding the water together. And this is called a hydrogen bond, and it's a little electrostatic bond between water molecules, and it's a weak bond between the molecules based on the part of it being positive and part of it being negative. And a hydrogen bond is a weak, okay, so it's a weak electrostatic bond between two molecules, and that gives water so many of those properties. It keeps water molecules together, so it gives us surface tension. It's the bond that attracts water to other surfaces like the side of the glass, and it's the bond that needs to be broken for water to evaporate. That's why it takes so much energy for water to increase its temperature. Here's one more really important property of water. Have you ever noticed that ice, solid water, floats on liquid water? Well, the reason for it is because ice is less dense than liquid water. So, because of course, whether something floats or sinks is to do with its density, and ice is less dense. So that means, so we'll show you density again. So it's got the same mass, but it takes up a larger volume. Now, why does that happen? Well, again, it's to do with hydrogen bonds. As the water gets colder and colder, the particles aren't moving around as fast, and because of that, more hydrogen bonds are able to form, and it arranges itself in a matrix that the particles are further apart than they are in liquid water. So if the particles are further apart, it takes up more volume, so therefore it is less dense and it floats on water.